Greetings, Earthlings! Welcome to RFF Picks. Today, I have two correlated Counter-Strike plays for very early Saturday. So if you're seeing this video a little bit late, then go ahead and just skip to the end of the video and go get the plays. But first of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about the W's that we ended up getting. I gave this play out on the MVP for the Winible, and we had a correlated bet. We had less pair vision going against TSM. Pair vision, I believe, ended up 2-0ing the series, or yeah, I think it was something like that. But anyways, the games were both of the maps ended fairly quickly on both sides. And so I talk about all the time where when we take the lessons, we want the rounds, the maps to be completed very quickly. We want one team to get ahead and just close it out. And regardless if you're taking the less on a guy that is really good, he could end it because he doesn't have a lot of ops to get those kills, right? So we have in the past 4 slips that we did for these two-mans, we are 3 out of 4. So right now we're 3 out of 4. Like I said, I really do like the correlated bets. I'm going to try to do these two-man Counter-Strike plays at least a little bit more recently until football season rolls around, because these are easy to kind of go in and out. I know I've been back and forth. I started off doing, adding these into huge 6-man plays when I first started the channel, but I feel like a lot of you kind of like the two-mans. But what I will say is sometimes if you see these guys paired up, you can go ahead and make it into a two-man also if you want. But there was not a lot going on with the slips tonight, because I guess there's not a lot of Counter-Strike going on during the weekend, so I wasn't able to get out I was able to get out a good play, but there wasn't a lot of slate to work with. I'll just say that much. I talked about it over the past week or two, to where right now we're just in a super dead zone when it comes to sports, even eSports, right? So there's just not a lot of work with right now, but there should be a little bit more coming through when the NALCS rolls around. EU LCS or EU, what is it, EU LCK or LEC, something like that. But anyways, there should be some more plays, esports plays, that we can do during the weekend, but just tonight I didn't see too much to work with. Here's the play that I gave out on the last YouTube video that I posted last night. So we had we're waiting for this one. This is going to be the key component to whether we end up winning money or not. Perez ended up getting 8 hits, runs, or RBIs, so obviously I didn't watch that game, but he went well over his total. We had Brandon P going less than 6 strikeouts on other sportsbooks. I saw it at 5.5, so we took that. And then we had Kerrigan Wrinkle actually ended up watching this series, was actually pretty shocked that Wrinkle ended up pushing on his headshots, because he played insane. I think he ended up having like 50 kills or something like that. So it's bonkers to the fact that you fast forward, go back and look, he only had 8 headshots when he had like 50 kills through 2 maps. So that game scheme actually went pretty well to what we were looking for. Kerrigan had a good map 1, he had a pretty poor map 2. Wrinkle pretty much stomped both maps, and the fact that, like I said, that he got 8 headshots, I think he had 5 and 3 or something like that. That was actually one of the plays that I was trying to get in something, and PrizePicks kept taking it away. So there is a chance that one of the plays that I tried to do was Wrinkle kills, and they took it away. So I maybe put headshots, but not completely sure. But I know PrizePicks was giving me a little bit of fit when I tried to put that play in. But right here, right, even if we had this in a 2-man play, which I was even considering posting this as a 2-man, we would have had a 1.5x win or something like that with the push. So the correlated Counter-Strike is really good, and you can see it even better when you remove those like huge 6-man plays that we did and you just push it into 2-mans, because you can really see the correlation when you're just separating everything and just going those 2-mans. So here's our Real Friends community, Real Friends in Football. I think we're nearing 34.7k subscribers, getting a ton of videos out on there. When we first started that channel 2.5 years ago, we wanted to initially be a gambling channel, but we kind of shifted the direction to just a general football channel. We talk a lot, just individual teams on there. So because of that, after the Super Bowl, me and Miles are very passionate when it comes to gambling, so we decided to do RFF Picks, to where we can even more so talk about other sports throughout there. I know Miles wants to come on here and talk about basketball when basketball season rolls around. Obviously, me and Miles are keen in esports. We've been playing League of Legends, Counter-Strike, games like that through the last 13 years of our life. We're very familiar with how the esports scene works, especially League of Legends. When I was graduating college, I used to sit there all day during the weekends and just watch all the games. So we're at 1.8 1810 subscribers now. I think even our shorts channel is nearing like 500, so really appreciate all the people out there that go and subscribe. But as you can see below, I'm at 500 units, 3 years, 7% ROI, 7,000 bets. This is not a get rich quick scheme type thing. We're going to take very calculated plays, right? We're going to do a lot of EV betting. We're going to do a lot of correlated betting here. We're going to do a lot of EV or villain betting, sorry. So correlated betting, I talked about it, eSports, right? We can think about it, football season's going to roll around. We're going to pair up quarterback and receiver and quarterback and receiver, right? So kind of same thing when we see the Counter-Strike, we're pairing up opponents, or League of Legends, we're pairing up teammates. We're going to do that with the football slips as well. To where, think about it, if you remove everything and you tell me, hey, Tyreek Hill had 150 receiving yards, I bet you that Tua had a very, very good game, right? Because he is throwing to Tyreek. And therefore, if Tyreek has a good game and a lot of receiving yards, it's very likely that unless Tua is like only sitting there throwing to Tyreek the entire game, which is most likely not going to be the case, that Tua probably had over 300 passing yards. He's going to exceed his total, right? So that's how correlated works. EV betting is very similar to the fact that I talked about that pitcher, to where some lines we're seeing at 5.5. So we're going to bet on the 6, the takedowns, that one of the slips from yesterday. Also, we were seeing it at 2.5. We got it at 3, right? And then the villain betting, you're going to see that a lot. I'm actually, my extra play that I'm going to post is villain betting, so I can kind of get into it more there. So here's our Winible. What this is, the easy way to get our plays via text, via email, whatever you decide. We're actually kind of like a partner on Winible, and Winible is deeming us as one of their like highest or best creators. Like I said, we're very passionate when it comes to football and esports in particular, but we're also going to bet on other sports as well. If we see a sharp line, if we see a good line that we like, we're going to add them into slips. But I feel Counter-Strike, League of Legends, like football, NFL, college football is going to be more of our bread and butter. You're going to see, especially when football season rolls around, you're going to see a lot more just like regular bets, like not just PrizePicks, but bets, week 1 bets, spreads, like player props, all that kind of stuff you're going to see on there. So if you want to sign up for the free plan, I said in the last video, highly recommend people out there, even if you don't want to sign up for the MVP, it's fine. Like me and Miles, we're giving you 2 plans for a reason. We're posting YouTube videos every day for a reason. We want to help people become better gamblers, right? Or better sports bettors, better gamblers. And so if you sign up for the free plan, it's going to be 1 free pick a day. I've already posted this play on YouTube, so you don't even have to watch us. You can just subscribe there, and you're going to get the play directly to your phone. I'll give you the link to Tail as well. So it's just very easy. It's like I even have my friends go and sign up for Winible. Like I'll have them text me individually, and rather than me sending them plays back and forth, I just direct them to the Winible, because if they go to Winible, they'll just get the text and I don't have to do anything. So it's just a lot, or I do have to do stuff, but I don't have those like 10 people that text me for plays to where I have to go, here's the play, here's the play, here's the play. So it's like a huge group text that I have almost, and it's a lot easier to get plays out. But MVP plan, the play that I gave out, or the first slide in this video, was part of the MVP plan. So we're going to be posting a ton of plays, especially through football season. We're going to be doing a lot more 2-mans now. So you're going to see a lot more quantity on the MVP plan for sure, because I feel like in the past we've been doing like more like 3 plays, but football season rolls around, these 2-mans that I really like, we could be seeing like 10 plays every single day on the MVP plan. If you want to try that out, just type in code RFF and you get a free month on the MVP plan. So here is that extra play that I gave out, and this play is actually gone, but I do like Diggs under 950 receiving yards. So I wanted to talk about this play a little bit, because I could sound cocky, but right when I posted this play, about 30 minutes or an hour after, PrizePicks reduced it down to 5.5 touchdowns. So I don't know, PrizePicks like looks at Twitter and they just type in PrizePicks insane, PrizePicks value, or something like that. Or like I said, I could be incredibly cocky and it's just somewhere else or someone else. Or maybe people that I gave out on the Winible started betting it a lot and they like alert with PrizePicks internally. But it's really funny because I gave out this play on Twitter and Winible at 7.5, and PrizePicks moved it to 5.5. My friend texted me 45 minutes after I posted this and he said, yo, it's at 5.5 now, which is crazy. So I was kind of just randomly looking for plays. Like I'm looking to fade Stefon Diggs this year. He's one of my favorite receivers in the NFL, but I just feel like his new fit in the Texans is it's going to be very crowded, right? Nico Collins is there, Tank Dell, Schultz, and sorry, I'm talking a lot of football, but this is like my passion. We're actually going to do a separate video tomorrow and kind of just talk just general NFL. But what I'm trying to more get into this play is that we had a 2 touchdown difference throughout the season, and PrizePicks moved it from 7.5 to 5.5 season, which is huge. And I talk about it in this, right? I say I'm taking under 7.5 touchdowns, and I said the other sports books are at 5.5. So I was like, this play I like a lot. I'm just searching, and I go on FanDuel, I go on DraftKings, I go on Bovada. All of them show 5.5, and so I'm like, wow, PrizePicks is really off on this line. They move it, right? So I say it in here. Scored only 1 touchdown in his last 10 games. Too many mouths to feed in Houston. Like I said, I'm going to take his under. I already did take his under on receiving yards as well, but the touchdowns was a little bit more of a massive gap. So I said showed regression second half of the season. Obviously, it's kind of like correlated with this. Is Diggs even the wide receiver one on the Texans? Like, I feel Nico Collins could be the guy to kind of shine, and then could even Stroud have a sophomore slump at quarterback. I'm not saying necessarily, but there is a world to where he does, right? So finally, this is going to be the play or 2 plays. I actually gave this out on my MVP on the Winible, but I'm kind of just going to give it out to the YouTube as well, because this play hasn't moved at all, and this play's at 5 a.m., right? So we're going to go less all over here. I actually checked these plays too, and they're still the same, so that's the reason why I was giving it out. I actually double checked to make sure that we're still seeing the same lines, and we are. So same thought process as what we did in this first slip, right? Where we took less. We're going to go less, right? So we're going to go complexity versus spirit, and Astralis versus vitality. We're going less headshots, less kills, less headshots. They're kind of the same for the most part. It, as you can see, they're still payout shifting a little bit. So PrizePicks knows that we have a little bit of an edge here. But what I've talked about it, right? What we're doing here is we're hoping for one of these teams to kind of just take over, win the game, win both maps, and just get the games over very quickly. It doesn't even matter which team wins. It doesn't even sometimes matter if these guys, say Jabby or Flames, has like a really good game. It doesn't matter, because if his team as a whole does really well, then they're not going to get a lot of opportunities to get kills, right? So if you fast forward and say, hey, it's like what we saw in that first slip, to where it's 13, these are best of 13, right? So if it goes 13-4, that means these games get completed so fast, and Jabby's going to have a very difficult time to reach his 31.5 kill total, regardless if he's killing it, right? It's almost the same as, hey, Steph Curry, you're thrown into a basketball game, you only have 3 quarters. You don't have 4 quarters, you only have 3. And even if Steph Curry's on fire, he might not reach his total because he's only going to play 3 quarters, right? So the difference at esports is than a regular sports game, or a regular, I want to say esports is still sports, but a basketball, football, NHL game, baseball, or not really baseball, but NHL, basketball, football. The way that those games work is those times have a certain allotted time to where it gets finished at this time, right? And it's not how that works in Counter-Strike. So we're going to take less, post it on the Winible already. I'll be posting plays tomorrow as well. I should be home Saturday making videos, all that kind of stuff, posting plays on the Winible. Best of luck out there. Get these plays in early, 7 a.m., 5 a.m., and we'll see you all tomorrow.